It's been a couple of weeks since I was able to record a screencast because there has been a lot of marking in this class, and I thought I would share my insights and make that a little bit the focus of today's screencast about what makes us different, Unit 1, Chapter 5, or Activity 5. And I think in grading all of the trading partner assignments and the reflections, what comes to mind to me is that what separates what is a really great and excellent grade 12 assignment from one that's good, from one that is outstanding, from one that is merely just solid, is the level of detail. And I really think that specific points make it detailed. At the end of the chapter 5, it talks about, case studies. And I'm not sure if you're taking BBB4M, which has a lot of cases in it, or remember some of the cases from BBI. But those also, the success of your case is often how many details do you include? So one of the reasons that you would do a case study is what we would call a bottoms-up approach to studying business. That is, by looking at a particular case, a particular country, a particular company, you see what worked or what did not work, and try to make a learning from that, a key finding from that. Top down would be to look at a concept like globalization and, what does it mean, a bottoms up would be to look at, say how a company took advantage of, Canada's advantages in order to succeed, and, or what should a company do next. So I think, throughout this course, details are important, but definitely details are important with case studies. So one of Canada's comparative advantages is the proximity to the United States and the ability to easily get a product to the U.S. market. So, for example, Magna International, located in Aurora, owned by the Stronach family, has 48 manufacturing facilities in Canada, 58 in the U.S., and 33 in Mexico. And, that combination really gives them access to the whole American market. And, something can be produced in part from any Magna plant and shipped to another automotive manufacturer, sent to another Magna location, because they're all in the U.S. Canadian to the North American transit network. Another thing of Canada that is good can be our natural resources. Well, a lot of those metals, those steels, that come from perhaps the Canadian Shield, can easily be, shipped to one of those 48 Canadian Magna factories, and as a raw material, and then processed into, automotive or aeronautical parts. I talk a lot about the educated, population in Canada as a strength. Not only do we export raw materials and natural resources, but we also export, secondary goods, and finished goods. But we also, export, services, especially financial services or engineering services. So one element of Magna is sort of engineering new products, and there's 21 locations in both Canada and the U.S. that make use of the highly educated employees that can come and engineers that can come from Canadian universities and American universities. A recent Magna announcement pertains to opening a new electronic manufacturing facility focusing on, advanced driver assistance and LED type equipment for cars. And it is located in Troy, Michigan, and it actually uses the transportation network of Canada and the U.S. to ship to 300 different locations in North and South America. And it's hiring all kinds of technical people from throughout Canada and the U.S. The factory cost $50 million of investment, but there was also, funded by the town and the financial sector. So I think, again, it's just a little bit of an example of how one company like Magna, was able to use many of these different competitive advantages that Canada provides. And, again, just to do, your best on all of the assignments. If you were doing a case, try and link this knowledge, what are Canada's competitive advantages, apply them to, say, a company like Magna, and try to be, specific with your details. Adding, 3 or 4 good details can, really increase the level of your assignment from, a level 4 to a 4+, which I think is everyone's goal. So, do take, even though it is about Harvard and how they use cases at their business school, take the time to watch that video, because that sort of analysis, that type of thinking will prepare you for university, and that kind of, critical analysis and reflection and discussion, I think, will also lead to success in grade 12 business.